I'm sad. You've been out all night, know you've been bad. Don't tell me different, know it's a lie. Come to me, honey, see how I cry.
Well, the film sucked. It all ended up to me being a little bit too ambitious in the end, really. But I'll tell you about it anyway. I began the whole sort of pre-production process by just meticulously noting down every single thing I had about this crazy idea of watching this one person's slow descent into drugs, into drug nature and drug crap. And eventually I elaborated the note form into script form, and then the script form into a sort of storyboard type form. There was some equipment issues as well, especially with the tripod. It kept slipping every time in between takes, and it was sort of a fucking nightmare. There was also the issue with the fucking sound, where it was just this constant hiss over everything, and I tried to get around the fact of doing everything right on the first take by zooming out very slightly in between takes, so I could enlarge the image in the edit and fit it to the original image of the end of the last shot, if you can kind of understand what I'm saying. But due to the fact that we only had 2 hours to shoot everything, this sometimes got forgotten in the process, and I tried to match it up as much as I could in the editing process, but I could only work so many miracles, really. On the shoot day, I was actually given some advice from Rod to emphasise more of the story and the plotline on the relationship between the two characters of Harry and Katie in the film. But by this point I'd wrote up different costume changes and the little differences in the scene that would be noticeable in between takes. Changing one aspect of the film would be changing the whole bloody thing entirely, and that was far too much to comprehend on Monday morning. And as for feedback, it would have been nice to have gotten some. I did, send the script off almost a week before the shoot date, but never mind, Johnny. Well, I am not really that pleased with the film and how it's turned out, but I've enjoyed the module. It's been a good module, and it was an interesting way to end the year. Interesting being the optimal way. Over and out.
The mind remains tense when it is restlessly turning over personal